It's recording accurately. All right, here we go. This is actually recording number 9. And I want to make sure this is recording accurately. Yep, voice is there. Everything's going. Okay, so let me go with the homework assignment. It's going to be due next Friday. So the criteria, let's go ahead and enlarge this, make it a little bit easier for everybody to see. All right, so ideas, you're going to build a 3D house. The concept is that you're building a house in 3D from a client. Now, you get to choose the house. It could be your personal house. It has to be a house. Your personal house, your grandmother's house, or family, or just a house you find on Google, okay? Where you can get all types of reference images from that. I need to see those reference images. I want you to build that house as accurately as you can. That includes the sidewalks, that includes the driveway, and of course the exterior and the roof and the in little details you see in that photograph. I want you to render out. The question is, do you do grass? You can use a texture for grass. Find a nice grass texture. I'll accept that for now. All right. So 2 points. Have the reference images for the sidewalks and driveways. 2 points for the UV maps. Create and apply normal maps, and apply lighting and render your scene. Okay, should be pretty easy. Put some time in this, make it look great. So rendering your scenes real quick. I'm gonna go into Maya here. There we are. Let's go ahead and pop it open there. Okay, so let's pull this out of the way and kind of reduce this down a little bit. There it is. There we go. Let's move it out. I think what I did was I dropped this. So actually my window is kind of resized kind of very oddly here. Okay, we're back. So rendering out this sphere. So your project, you're going to bring in lights and you're going to render out your scene. So I have a light in here already, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to just delete this one so you can see how to add your light sources in. Currently, if I render this, if you look right up here, this little symbol, you can see it right below my little cache. It's going to be your rendering panel. You're going to also decide how to render it or what renderer to use. I currently got the viewpoint and the Arnold. I'll talk about Arnold in just a little bit. But viewport is probably what you're going to use, okay? So I prefer you to use that one there. So if I click it, all right, and I'm going to tell it to use the viewpoint 2.0. If I come right up here to this symbol, that will bring up the render panel. Okay? We give it a hot minute. Nothing's being rendered because we have no lights in there. So you can see that I have a bump map to apply. I have my object and also surface map. And let's go ahead and bring in a light source. So if I come up right up here to the render tab or the rendering tab, it's going to give you option for lights. I'm thinking use a directional light. Like this one represents something more like sunlight. You have various types of light sources here. The first one is going to be an ambient light. This is going to be more of your directional light. You have, what is that one called there? Of course, my little mouse overs aren't working exactly right, so I'm forgetting. So that's your spotlight there, okay? So you utilize your directional light source. That's going to represent more of like your sunlight. If I target it, click it, you can see right there, directional light has been placed in there. Hit the W key, and I can, of course, navigate it. Okay, there's my arrow there showing me the direction in which light's going to be traveling. So hit my E key for rotation. I'll go ahead and rotate it around like so. Rotate it downwards. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this on out. W key, pull that on up here, something like this. And I'll move it around and okay. All right, now when I targeted this light source, and of course it's showing up right over here under my assets here, I'm going to come over to the right hand side, and under the directional light shape here, it tells you attributes. So I can tell it to be like different colors. Like click on this one here. I have my little color box. Maybe I'll go a little bit more of a yellow or something like a yellow. All right. And I'm going to render it. Once I have my render panel here, I'm going to come right over here to the very top left-hand corner and click that little button, and we have a render. Okay. And you can see the bump map in there. But what if I want a little stronger intensity, right? So right over here, my attributes, I have the intensity slider here. So let's go ahead and pull that over, give it a lot more light, and go ahead and hit the button again. See, it's getting much brighter. All right. I want to take the maybe the light and kind of bring it a little bit behind. Let's take it, bring it right back here. Go ahead and rotate it around from behind. Let's see what it looks like. Render it again. Okay. If I go to my view menu and I can tell it let's see, the view menu is, yeah, it should be right in here. I should be about frame size, about frame region. Let's go to frame image there. Now I'm going to hit my F key, go back over to here, grab my object, or my sphere is what I really wanted to target here. Hit the F key, bring it in closer. Actually, let's bring it in a lot closer. Just like that. Let's go ahead and render it again. Get a little bit of closer up view. Okay. All right. So this is how I want you to render your lights. You render your house. You're welcome to bring in more than one light. One light can be your directional light. Another light you can work as bounced light. Bounce light is ambient light. It's where if you have your directional light coming from your direct light source, whether from a light bulb or the sun, and then your bounce light is the areas where the sunlight bounces off of. Right? It's not directional light. For example, if this is a cream-colored wall and you're standing next to it, the bounce light, the white light would hit the wall, and you get a cream color across the shadow side of your face because the light's being. Yeah, it's exactly. It's kind of like a reflection. All right, it's reflecting your direct light back at you into your body, so that's considered bounced light because it's bouncing off of something, right? It's bouncing off of something. All right, so you can come in here and explore some of these if you like. Go to your light source here. You can come back in here. We can change our colors. I'll go ahead and change it back to white here. But keep it simple for now. Later on, we're going to get into some more sophisticated lighting techniques. But for right now, just to render your homework project, render your project. There it goes. It just disappeared on me. Did it go on top? Up here? There it is. Come on. Get out of there. Thank you. Thank you. Get out of there. All right. So once you render it, okay, File menu, Save Image. Click it, save it to wherever you want on your drive. That's going to be part of your homework. So last part of the homework is to give me a rendered view, so that I can see your. What was that?
You want us to save an image?
That's right. So rendering. That's what a render is, by the way. A render is a finalized image that represents your textures, your specular highlights, your reflections, all the attributes that you set into your materials. It's set in stone. So a render is a final image. The image can be a PNG, a JPEG. There are other formats as well. But yeah, that's just render this out. Yeah.
Just to re-clarify, so
Yeah.
what you're saying is for the turn-in of the project,
Yes.
great.
Yes.
You don't want the Maya project.
I do want the Maya project. So the good question. What I want is both the Maya project and the render, the final render. In fact, here, let's go over to the homework assignment here. Apply lighting and render your scene. Turn in both. Maya file and final render as TIFF, PSD, or JPEG. Okay. It can either. I mean, PNG is a. I would say TIFF and PSD would give you the best quality.
What's number 4?
Number 4 is create and apply normal maps.
Oh, it's the okay.
It doesn't mean like it's not the opposite of crazy maps. Okay. Okay. All right. So there was a couple questions, and I went over this in the first class. There was one person asked me about saving their project files. Who asked me that? That was you back there. Okay, cool. We did that. We actually did a video in the very first class, but under the file menu, you go down to project window. So you're going to when you start your project, start a new project, of course. Click new. All right. Your location, find your location. I'm going to set my location on my desktop. I have a location called 0 Maya Projects. I'm going to click that location, okay? And I'm going to select that location. The name of the project, I'm going to call this one, let's call it new location test. All right. So it's my project name. I have the location. Here are all of my subfolders that Maya likes to see. And now most 3D programs will do this. All right. So there it is, desktop Maya projects. Now when I click accept, right, watch what happens. That's going to go through my Windows file, Windows Explorer file. Everybody's watching me here. You see watching me? You're just entertaining yourself. All right. So desktop, there's my 0 Maya project. And what do we call this?
That's project.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
New location test.
That's right. New location test. See that right there? Watch what happens when I click on it. See, all the photos have been saved to that location. So we did this in the first video, but I forgot someone asked me the question tonight, so I figured I'd do it again. So then that way, Maya knows where to put everything. You just make sure you put your scene files in your scene files. You can put your images and your images that you're going to use for your textures on your objects. Put that in your images folder. You got the source images that you're going to be using as your reference images. All right. Assets, I use that for assets if I want to send that out to Unity. Okay, so that you, later on. So yeah, so there you go, just to cover that. Now another person had a question about textures in Photoshop. I want to let you know that I saved a free normal map program for you guys. I put it inside your student folder. For those of you who either don't have Photoshop, I'm assuming everybody has Photoshop. Last week I covered doing normal maps in Photoshop. Photoshop has a normal map creation engine built inside it already. So and I talked about that in last week's video. So definitely go watch that video. But I've got a free one. Let me show you where I put it. All right. Let's see. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, this is the drive. So if I go to my drive, my student work files. That's for you guys. Let's see. What did I? Now I can't remember. 3D free software.
Yeah, right above the lab.
Right above the lab.
Fifth column.
Fifth column.
Yeah, fifth column.
One. It's only 4 columns. Fourth column.
Fifth row.
There it is. There it is right there. Double click it inside. It only runs on the PC. It's called SS Bump Generator. It's pretty cool. Now, I did a tutorial on this. So I'll show you that real quick. I'm glad I'm recording this. On my website, under tutorials, go to the Layers 3D Magazine 3D, Layers Magazine 3D. I did that for that was the Photoshop World guys. I did it for them. And there it is, creating normal maps. And I used that program to do it. So there's a whole video right there just on that. All right, so what I'll do is I will copy that link, and I will also place that up here. Now, where it says normal map program, now this is the online normal map program. I also put that there. So I'm going to put in here SS Bump Tutorial. Okay, I'll just give it to you right there so you don't have to go look for it. This is an online normal map program. Click on that one. I think I already have it open here. There it is. Normal map online. So that's trippy. All right. So you can upload your video, but again, going online, you're at the mercy of your internet speed, right? So I would get the other one. It's pretty fast. Now, because I know I've already covered it, but I'll do it again real quick. I'll go into Photoshop. We'll just get any image in there. So I want us to get used to using normal maps. So all normal maps are bump maps. That's all they are. Using red, green, and blue to create texture from X, Y, or Z direction. Red, green, and blue, X, Y, and Z. Let's see if Photoshop's up and running. There it is. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and reset my workspace very quickly. All right, let's go get an image. Recent files will say skull. Oh, I see. I've got some rust texture image. Let's see what this is. Okay, that works. Go ahead and Command J. I don't like all this stuff on my desktop. I just close it out and just work with my layers. All right, F key to go to full screen mode. I'm going to change this color image into a normal map that I can use in 3D. So bump maps, the bump map channel can use the color texture or a black and white image. In essence, all a bump map is going to see is black and white values. The color isn't going to matter. So, but a normal map, you have to generate those to get that red, green, and blue textured surfaces. So, if I go under my 3D, okay, and I'm going to look at, let me go to my layer, go to my filter, 3D, generate bump map or generate normal map. Normal map. We click it, sit back, relax, watch what happens. It's going to be calculating there, taking its own sweet time. And there it is. Okay. All right. There's normal map underneath. Does it for you. And there is a 3D view of what it's going to look like when you apply it to your object. So remember last week we talked about the blur command. We can blur it to get various effects. We have some controls here. We can control the detail scale. We pull this on down. See that we're controlling just how strong this texture is going to be on our image. So this is actual 3D sphere giving you a visual of how this is going to look when you put it onto your 3D image. Once it's done, click OK, and then there's your normal map. You just take that into Maya and put it on whatever object you want it to be placed on. It's that simple. Any questions?
No, dude.
Okay, so that's it for now. Now, when we do grading next week, I want to get into doing hair in ZBrush because you're going to need it for your insectoid creation. Right? And I want to get into doing a custom creating your own insert brushes. You can find some pretty cool stuff that way. The new version of ZBrush 2020 just came out this week. All right, you guys, yeah.
It's like the new
The
2020 model.
That's
Corvette.
yeah, exactly. It's coming out. It comes out right before the new model comes out right before the year is up.
I don't get that. Like, do it like at the very beginning of the year.
Yeah. So yeah. So give me texture everything. Everything. If you want credit for texture, you want the 2 points for texture, everything must be texture. You can't do half. That's your job. Yes.
The texture, so no just changing colors in Arnold or
Well, match your photograph. Remember, I'm the client. You're working for a client. They gave you a photograph of their house. They want you to match the way their house looks as close as possible. You don't get a whole lot of creative license on this one. You have to match your photograph. Whatever I see in that reference image, I should see in your model. Because I'm trying to sell that house. Like this is a real estate agent. They want to sell that house. You can't ad-lib it because they can get sued.
just changing colors in the Lambert is you can have a texture, right?
Oh no, you can change colors. Okay, the question is, could your colors be altered in Lambert and just focus on utilizing that normal map for your texture, right? Yeah, that's totally legit. Actually, that's the proper workflow for 3D. Or sometimes the color's hard to match, just get the photograph, and that just deals with both sides of the equation right there. Both your bump and your color. Yeah.
So like with my house, I've got like plants like right in front of windows.
Okay, you got plants in front of your windows.
Do I need to put the plants?
No, don't worry about the plants now. We'll do that later. I want to do. We're going to be doing a tree exercise and leaves and all that in ZBrush. Yeah.
So the only thing we should really worry about is grass.
Yeah, the grass. Just use a texture for now. We're gonna get into that later.
Do we use it for later?
In fact, later meaning the next project, because I want the insectoid to be in some type of an environment. So modeling grass and stuff like that, we'll handle in ZBrush.
So the insect have to be like realistic.
Yes, I want it realistic. Meaning that, well, when we're talking about the insectoid one, right?
Yeah,
The insectoid assignment? Okay. Yeah, it's got to be realistic. In other words, you have to have, if you're going to take two photos, like one a praying mantis, and then another one could be a centipede. Listen to me. If one's going to be a praying mantis and one's going to be a centipede, you have to merge the two in such a way in ZBrush where it looks pretty close to your photo, but a whole nother species. Once you learn how to render to do things accurately in 3D, the cartoony stuff, that's not going to be an issue. But you have to have the ability to do things accurately, because if you get hired to do a mech, right, you got to know how to do that. It can't be, well, can I make the mech like cartoony? No, you're hired to do the mech the way we designed it. Right? That should be another one of it. Maybe that would be the final, doing the mech.
Oh. No. Nah, let's just not do that.
And it's got to have tractor wheels.
Fine, I'll make a transformer. Do you want me to make a transformer? I'll make Optimus Prime for you. How about that?
So with the insectoid, here's my this is what I think I might give you 2 weeks to do it. So I don't know. Do we have the time?
Yeah.
It's coming on
2 weeks would be
December.
great. We got something like
When's the last day, guys?
3-4 weeks left.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may not.
On the 14th of December.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, we could take the class again. Like,
we've got actually we have 2 more assignments left. We've got this one.
What?
Let's check this. Let's check the calendar real quick. I wanna.
yeah.
So I've got
Why don't
some.
we do this in a way where the 2 projects feed into each other? So
Well, I'm thinking about finishing up the house and then using your insectoid as the final.
why don't we put insectoid all over the house?
How's that going for grading?
What was that?
Well, I was under the impression that we had 10 assignments that were equal basically.
No, your final assignment has more points.
Oh, good. Okay.
How many more points? And extra
Whatever more
points.
points I need to give you.
100 points. So we passed the final, that doesn't mean that we passed on the whole class.
So tomorrow is your number 7 assignment, right? All right. So your final will be 30 points.
Well, this is assignment 6.
This is assignment 7.
Okay.
What's the sword in hand assignment?
Oh, let me check. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw numbers. Hold on a second. I'll just check on the server real quick. In fact, I know. Let's see. Let's go to the server real fast and just. There it is. Okay, student work. Go to my drive. Go to 121. Okay, so assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is number 6. You're right.
You haven't officially.
Yeah, it's number 6. So 2 more than the final. Fresh my memory here.
So the total points possible is more than 100.
What was that?
The total points possible.
10 points for this assignment.
Sorry, the total class, right?
100.
100 total?
100 points is an A. So we just add them up. So don't forget that your final, we get to pick a first, second, and third place. You're competing with one another.
Is there a prize?
There is a prize.
What's the prize?
The prize is.
You passed the class.
See, this is why he gets kicked out of classes. The prize is a 1-year subscription to the Creative Cloud.
Nice. All right. And you said that's for the first 3, right?
That's first, second, and third place.
Awesome.
Nice. It's a hell of a prize.
Well, you guys better put up some hell of a work. Okay, that's it today. That's all for lecture.
Say, I wanted to stay here longer.
Of course you're going to stay here longer. That's all for lecture. For now. Resume. Okay. All right. There's another render option as well. In the renderer, in your window frame here, you have the render option. You can get to choose. I told you to choose the viewport 2.0. You can render your image from. You can also choose what's called Arnold, right? In Arnold, we can tell it to use a selection frame. So if I click this here, right, I should be able to draw. 1 minute, I should be able to click this here and do a quick little render. Oh damn. A render region, crop region, right there. I thought I had it turned on, I didn't. So select it. All right, I should be able to do it. Okay, where's my crop region? Okay, that was weird. It was there the whole time, but it wasn't showing. All right, now this is what's cool. It's live preview. So I can come in here, rotate the object around like this. See that?
Oh, wow.
It's live preview. So if I come in, let's just turn this around. Let's go mess with the light source here. We go get the light source. Hit the A key to see everything. Let's go. There's the light source there. Hit the A. E. And we'll have to bring this back. Let's kind of go to the light source again. Target it. See, it's rendering, so everything's kind of slow. All right. Hit the F key for the light source. So, oh, that's kind of like go select it again. Okay. Can I rotate it around like so? All right. Go back to my sphere. Pop it into view. Well, it's not cooperating right now because it's rendering. But you get, see, there it is. There it is. There it is. See that? It's rendering whatever fits within that selected area is rendering. So it's kind of nice. So F key, there we go. Now it's rendering. If I pull it downward like this, see, it's only going to render what's inside that frame. Okay, isn't that cool? All right. Okay, that was it. That's what I wanted to show you. So play around with that too as well.